across the tropic skies of the Bahamas.
This GTCs for a second. Okay, so now we might as well start to prepare our performance for landing. So I'm going to go landing data. North Eleuthera is going to be runway 7. Weather. Now we're probably going to have to get NASA's weather because North Eleuthera doesn't have an actual. They do not have an actual weather reporting station over there. So I'm going to have to get the weather at Nassau. I will get that for you now. Okay, so the winds are 120 at 8. Temperature is 26. And the baro is 3007.
Miami Center, JetBlue 2194, flight level 190.
That's good. Okay.
JetBlue 2194, radar contact.
3. You know what? Let's go flaps full. Alright, landing data. So there's our landing speeds. Everything is set. Tells you how much runway we're anticipated to use. 2,421 feet of 6,020. We're going to accept. Speeds come up in our airspeed indication. Alright. Alright. So it's all good.
Frontier Flight 4915, contact Havana Center on 133.35.
Our top of descent is
133.35 for Frontier Flight 4915. Good day. Miami Oceanic Center, JetBlue 1245, flight level 210.
We're gonna see what say intention.
JetBlue 1245, radar contact.
Sending us down. We're gonna see what they do.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, at your discretion, descend and maintain flight level 280.
Okay, at my discretion, descend and maintain flight level 280, Phenom 0 Delta Papa. Alright, flight level 280. Alright, 280 is set. Okay.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, descend and maintain flight level 280.
Okay, well I guess we're going down now. Alright, descend and maintain flight level 280, Phenom 0 Delta Papa. Alright, so you can descend a couple different
Miami
ways.
Center, Delta 1965, 18,000.
We'll descend in flight level change, so I can show you guys.
Delta 1965, radar contact.
And what we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring the power back. And once the altitude
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, contact Miami Center on 124.7.
124.7. Phenom 0 Delta Papa, good day. Miami Center, Phenom 300 Delta Pop is with you, descending out of flight level 390 for flight level 280.
135 point.
Just descending in speed mode, and we're just bringing the power back. So we could increase the descent rate. So I'll increase it to about 1,800 feet because really and truly, we really cross Ray J, which is right here. We cross Ray J at 13,000. Now we're not going to Nassau, but usually you would cross Ray J at 13,000. So, you know, I don't want to be super high when I hit that area, but the flight level 280 should be fine. Okay, now let's run descent checks. So the flow, we're going to go windshield heating.
Frontier Flight 4915, contact Miami Oceanic Center on 135.2.
Set, so we should all be good. Now let's get the check.
135.2, Frontier Flight 4915, see ya.
Descent check. I mean, descent. Alright, let's clean up the cabin. Alright, so we go on and on. You all need to put back on your seatbelt. Alright, here we go. They're doing it now. Oh, someone went into the lav. Okay. Now, usually we would turn the seatbelt on this far out, but I will just do it just for the sake of this. Alright, good. Okay, so let's run the descent checklist. So we'll put up the checklist on, and then I know. Right, so we got windshield, 1, 2 switches. They are on. Pressure station, LFE is set, landing speeds are set, and descent checks to the 10,000 foot checks are complete.
Traffic. 12 o'clock. High. More than 10 miles.
Okay, that's probably that contrail up there. That's probably what that is. Alright, descending a little too quickly. So we're gonna add just a little bit of power. Don't overspeed, don't overspeed, don't overspeed. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Uh-oh.
Miami Oceanic Center, Southwest 1141, 17,000.
Alright, so we got 1,000 feet to go.
Southwest 1141 radar contact.
Alright.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, descend and maintain altitude 13,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 13,000, Phenom 300 Delta Papa. Alright, so we're gonna ascend and maintain 13,000. I completely forget, I don't have a co-pilot.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, maintain 13,000.
Descend and maintain 13,000, Phenom 300 Delta Papa. Alright, 13,000 is set. And, okay.
0 Delta Papa, descend and maintain altitude 3,500 feet.
Descend and maintain altitude 3,500, Phenom 0 Delta Papa. Alright, all the way down to 3,500 feet. Hopefully I'll get to these acronyms before we land. But anyway, okay. So where were we? Alright, so we talked about F, fly the line. We talked about L is LFE. Really well. Okay, so R. What is R for? R is radar. So we would find the radar and we would make sure it's in standby mode. Alright? That'll make sure that it's warm. Now on the E, I think
Frontier Flight 49015, contact Miami Center on 135.6.
The airplane up, I think it automatically
135.6, Frontier Flight 49015, thanks.
The Phenom 100 or G1000 flight deck, then you would have to actually go to the radar page and turn it to standby. Alright. Okay, so really well, W. That would be your weight and balance. So obviously, as you guys know, we did the weight and balance. In fact, weight and balance. It's in performance, I think. Weight and balance. So we did the weight and balance. Alright. And so that's all done. So fly the line really well. Sir Thomas. S is speeds. Nope, not flap speed. Speed bugs. S is speeds. So we did speeds for takeoff. Well, that would have been for takeoff. And the last T is transponder, making sure you have a transponder code. So that is what the acronym is for. And once you make sure all of those are covered, then you are ready for engine
Frontier
start.
Flight 49015, contact Miami Center on 135.6.
All right. So Barry Allen.
Miami Center, Frontier Flight 49015, 18,000.
Okay.
Frontier Flight 49015, radar contact.
Remember, you do not have to send in flight level change if you don't want to. You could descend in VS. You could descend in VNAV. However, because we don't have an approach set up. All right, hang on. Let's get the altimeter sorted out. All right, so. Alright, so it's 3004. Yeah, I know. Alright, hang on. Alright, 3004, it's reset. Alright. Okay, so yeah. So now let's bring back the checklist on this side. Because once we go to 10,000 feet, yeah, once we go to 10,000 now I wanna see something quickly.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, contact NASA approach on 121.0.
NASA approach 121.0, Phenom 0 Delta Papa Canadian. The barrows still are off? How? They're not off. They're all the same. Oh, okay. NASA approach, Phenom 300 Delta Pop is with you, descending out of 15,700 for 3,500.
Phenom 300 Delta Papa, NASA approach identified. Good afternoon, Eleuthera QNH 1018.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
1018. Interesting. Okay, so guys, I want you all to take a look at something. So we have this blue descent band, right? It's on here, it's not on here. So what I would have to do in order to get this over here, I would have to move my cursor over here. And once I get my cursor over here, then I can go into map settings and then add it over here. So actually, let's do that. So we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna move this. Like I said, I really wish this was done easier. So yeah, so we're there now, map settings, let's see, where did I find it? It is under other, I think, track vector, no, it was in track vector, right here, there we go. Alright, so with that being said, I know where, based on my present descent, where 3,500, where I'm going to get the 3,500 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little power. I'm going to try see if we can get a little closer to North Eleuthera before we get the 3,500 feet. Alright, now you see it's past North Eleuthera now. You see this? So this is telling us, hey, when you get 3,500 feet, you're gonna be past North Eleuthera. Okay, now it's coming back again, right? Okay, good. So we gotta get ready to decrease speed anyway, right? Because we need to get below 250. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly start to crank this back. And look, okay, you know what? Let's do this the easy way. So we're gonna go VS. We're gonna go down, let's say 500 for a minute. And we are going to go idle. Feel free to use your speed brake as well. Actually, let's do 1,000 feet a minute. All right, there's 1,000 feet. Okay. All right, so we're gonna hit flight level change at 250, right there. There we go. Now we're gonna add just a little bit of power to stop the descent, to arrest the descent rate. And this is just me. This is kind of how I like to descend, because it makes sure that you're going at the fastest speed. It makes sure that you're going at the fastest speed that you possibly can. But the only thing is, you know, as when it's smooth though, obviously you can get a better judgment on where you're going to end up. So if it's turbulent, then you got to come out of flight level change. You got to fly in VS mode. So we'll see if, because it looks like it's starting to rock a bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to add power. We're going to put our blue descent vector close to North Eleuthera. And then we're going to hit vertical speed. Alright, so that's 500 foot a minute. That's not going to help. We need more than that. So let's do 1,000 feet a minute. Yeah, 1,000 foot a minute puts us off the shoreline a little bit. Oh, by the way, so we're below 10. So let's do the landing. so let's go windshield lead off. We don't need it. Gonna go, we're going to go, some of these click spots are kind of crazy. Alright, we're gonna go taxi light on for now, and we're gonna go back to our checklist. Alright, so let's pull the checklist back up. Alright, so below 10,000 seat belts, so we got belts on, and below 10,000 foot checks complete. Let's run straight into the approach. Okay, the approach, external lights. They are taxi right now, passengers. They've already been advised. The crossfeed knob is off. The altimeters are still 3004. Yep. And windshield 1-2 switches is as required. We don't need them, so they're off. Alright, send approach complete. Alright, so we're going to do a visual approach into North Eleuthera. That's what we're going to do. So, alright. So we're looking good. Very nice.
Citation 205, contact Havana Center on 133.35.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see.
Over to Havana Center, citation 205.
What they
So
do
long.
with me here in a minute, because I want to know if they're gonna set me up for the approach. I mean, I could always request it, and I'm trying to wonder if I should. Well, they haven't said expect it, so I guess that's not going to happen. So let me see. Let me see. Well, let's ask. NASA approach, Phenom 0 Delta Papa. What runway could we expect landing into North Eleuthera? I may just see if I can just cancel the IFR, and I'll see what they say. Because that'll be
Phenom 0 Delta
I
Papa,
haven't tried
expect
it.
the RNAV runway 7 approach at North Eleuthera.
Oh.
You serious?
Alright, expect the RNAV approach runway 07 into North Eleuthera. 0 Delta Papa. Okay, now, as a disclaimer, guys, if you're ever flying into North Eleuthera in real life, this approach is not approved, okay? So you're not allowed to actually, you will never get instructions from Miami or Nassau that will clear you for that approach. Alright, so I just thought I would let you guys know, but in the interest of the sim, because it does have an approach connected to it, we will set it up. Alright, so it's going to be RNAV runway 7,
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, 23 miles from Lubbock. Maintain present heading. Descend and maintain 1,600 feet until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 7 approach.
Alright, I was not paying attention. I was trying to find my chart.
Failure!
Okay, say again for November 300 Delta Papa.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa, 23 miles from Lubbock. Maintain present heading. Descend and maintain 1,600 feet until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 7 approach.
Alright, present heading 1,600 feet till established. Clear the RNAV approach runway 7 at North Eleuthera, November 0 Delta Papa. Alright, so we got 1,600 feet set. Alright, so we're gonna go North Eleuthera. We're gonna get the chart quick. There's the RNAV runway 7. The minimums, it's LNAV only, so it'll be 330. So now that probably means that, alright, so we're gonna load it for now, and we're gonna go actually proceed direct Lobney. So let's do that. Direct. Yep. Alright, we're going. Now I'm gonna arm approach mode. Glide path is armed. Okay, good. And we're going all the way down to 1,600 feet. So we'll set, oh, I think I had it set already. Alright, 1,600 feet is set. Okay, so now let's bring this view in a little bit. Oh, flip, we're close. Alright, so here we go. So we're gonna go power idle. Alright, and what I also want to see under here is I want to see the distance, right? So that's another map setting that we're gonna have to get. Now let's see if okay, right here. There we go. Alright, so time to top of descent. We're not worried about that. Alright, And then we're gonna set our airspeed to 170. Alright, now when you fly both Phenom 100 and 300, our clean speed for flap 0 is going to be 170. That's the general number. Now it's a lot lower on the 300, but just for continuity, they tell us to fly 170. So we're going to reduce to 170. Now funny thing is, for us to put down any flaps, we would have to get below 180 knots. Now this airplane is hard to slow down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease my descent rate to minus 500 feet a minute. Okay, now here's my question. Will NASA give us clearance to land? Because that is something that I have not seen. So let's see. All right. Okay, where are we now? Okay, we're just about there. Alright, so we're below 180. So I'm gonna go flaps 1. Just because I don't want to get caught with my pants down, because this airplane, for whatever reason, is very fast, even at idle, especially going downhill. And we're gonna set 150 knots. Alright, we're not gonna fly 150, we're gonna fly but little above 170. Okay, we got 2,600 descending, 1,600. Alright, we got one to go. Alright. Alright, let me make sure I'm in the center. Yes, I am. Alright. And if I'm not sure, there we go. Alright. Alright. So, we're estimating to be on the ground in, let's see, 1811. Alright, and the time now is 1800. Well, that can't be right. Can't be whole 10 minutes. Can it? Huh. Alright, let's see. Nah, it can't be 10 minutes. Shoreline's right there. Now, technically, that would be, so that's off. Because it's 2 minutes to Lobny, and then it's 1.5 minutes to the runway, according to this. But this is saying that our UTC time of arrival is going to be at 1811. It's only 1800 or 1801. So there's something really off there. So that's something that definitely needs to be checked. And like I said, at the end of this video, once we touch down and land, and this is probably going to be the longest out of all, it will be...
Cirrus 047 contact Havana Center on 133.35.
Will be...
On to 133.35, Cirrus 047, good day.
Would be the pros and cons, and should you buy this Phenom 300? I'll make it short for you. Nah, I'll wait. Alright, so how far are we from Lobny? 2 point... Okay, let's go gear down.
Phenom 0 Delta Papa. Radar services terminated. Eleuthera Airport at your 11 o'clock. 7 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. Report cancellation of IFR or misapproach this frequency. Bye-bye.
Alright, VFR over to Unicom, Phenom 0 Delta Papa. Wow, okay, I didn't expect all of that. Alright, well, good for them. Alright, so we'll go to Unicom, 122.8. I've never done this before. This feels so new. Alright, so... Oh, now I gotta come. Alright, so we got flaps 2. we're gonna bring the speed back to 130, and we're gonna go flap 3, and we're good for flap full. And we're gonna set the rev speed, which is 104. I'm not going to fly 104.
Trim.
Uh-oh.
Trim.
Interesting. Alright. North Eleuthera traffic, Phenom 300 inbound on a 4.5 mile final, landing runway 7 at North Eleuthera traffic and air, be advised. Alright, so we're going to yaw damper off. Alright, so let's go before landing, guys. Let's go before landing. Oh, flip. Yeah, this wind is crazy. Alright. Let's move over. Alright, so we got yaw damper is off, landing gear lever is down, 2 green, flaps are set for full, and airspeed, rev, and 4-line checks complete. Alright, runway in sight. Alright, glide paths captured. Missed approach altitude is 2300. Alright, that is set. Alright, so I'm a hand fly now. I'm going to take over.
Autopilot.
Autopilot's off. Correcting on the speed. Correcting on the speed. Alright, correcting on the... Trying to fly the flight director
500.
as good as I can. 500 stable. Runway in sight, landing. Oops. I'm supposed to do that.
400.
North Eleuthera traffic.
Minimums.
Phenom 300
Minimums.
short, final landing runway 7. North
Minimums.
Eleuthera. Oh, what is going on? Why is it getting so swervy?
200.
Alright, correcting. Wow. Okay, that happened out of nowhere. The winds in the islands are funky, guys.
$100.
Correcting. Alright, power idle.
Approaching runway 7.
Sorry, I'm a little off.
Stall.
Alright, touchdown. Alright, ground spoiler. And brakes. Woo! Wow. Wow, breezy. All right. Southern traffic, Phenom 300 clearly active runway 7, North Eleuthera. Alright, strobes are off. We're gonna go retract the flaps and spoilers. Gonna put it back. I'm sorry, trim.
Approaching runway 7.
Gonna reset it up. Alright, so here's white crown. Oh, that's cold. Okay. Yes.
Approaching runway 7.
So let's see. Let's just run the after landing quick, because. Alright, so flap 0 lights are as required. Transponder is 1200 and is standby. TCAS 2 is standby as well. Alright. Alright, here we go. Every time I come to North Eleuthera, the winds are pumping. Alright, let's go. Turn at an angle. Alright, I'm gonna stop right there. That's good enough for government work. Alright, park and brake set. We're gonna go air condition off. And do I have anything to say to these people? I probably do. Oh, just a deboarding. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's see. Oh, let's get the ground power connected early. So let's say GPU connect. Alright, throw the red carpet out. And let's go GPU button pushed in and stop. Open the door. We're gonna open the cargo door, and we're gonna go unload real time. All right. All right. Sorry, taxi light off, and emergency lights off, and oxygen pole to cut up. All right, there we go. And we go off and on. There we go. Alright, let's go to the shutdown. So
Leonard M. Thompson traffic, envoy 3383 taxiing to runway 9er. Leonard M. Thompson.
Apply. Windshield 1, 2 switches are off. ADS probe knob is auto. It is auto. Engine 1, 2 switches are off. Wing staff switches off. Start stop knobs to stop. MFD status page. Okay, let's see. Status page. There we go. All right, so status page is checked. The door is open, and we got seat belts. They're off. All right, shutdown checks are complete. Okay. Alright guys, well, it is my pleasure to welcome you into my home country, the Bahamas, North Eleuthera specifically, and I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. I tell you what, this video I think has gone on just a bit too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this here, and I'll come back for a final part where I will talk about the pros and cons about this airplane. Should you buy it? And obviously I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, so once again, thank you once again for joining me, and I will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.